And we are back. WWE 2k25, my GM mode. Let's get straight into it. Now, I gave a lot of thought into who I wanted to play as. There are some really good GMs. You got Stephanie McMahon, who can double your earnings for a week. Pretty good. You got Xavier Woods, who could just straight up take another superstar and make him a top guy from another brand. But I think I'm going to go with Mick Foley. Good old Mick. And what better brand to pair him with than ECW, the brand that made him infamous. I think this is they synergize really well, actually, Mick and ECW. We can do a lot of disruption with the other GMs here. I'm just going to have the standard Scrap Daddy on Raw. We'll do Nick Aldis on Smackdown. And we'll do a fourth brand as well. How about HB Shizzle taking over NXT? And yeah, let's get into this draft here. I'm just going to leave the settings on default. And I can't wait to get started. So here's the deal. For those of you who are new to my GM mode, all the superstars are thrown into a pool and you can select them. And they're sorted by cost initially, but there are other factors to take into consideration. For example, popularity. That's kind of the be-all, end-all. I like to sort by stamina. And because they could be the most popular guy on the entire roster, but if they don't have high stamina, you're not going to be able to book them every week. So Cody Rhodes has 5 promo skill in comparison to Roman Reigns' 3 only. And Cody's got more stamina too. Ideally, you want, like, look at Randy Orton, 90 stamina. And for a couple more popularity, you got Jey Uso, who's actually a 4 out of 5 promo skill. I know a lot of people watching this will probably disagree. Optimistic morale. Randy Orton's satisfied. He's a 4 out of 5 as well. That's a tough choice. And it's nice that Randy and Jay also can both switch up their classes, too. You see, of course, Roman can do that. That's a very valuable perk. That's one we'll be looking for all of our guys to get, ideally. This is a really tough decision. Roman, Randy, or I'm considering Jay, honestly. Because you get to save a little bit of money going with Jey Uso. And he's just as popular. He's got great stamina. Cody is worth it. He really is. And CM Punk, 5 out of 5 promo skill as well. I don't like that starting stamina, though. And you can always raise their stamina later. Okay. You know what? I am going to pick Jey Uso. And I think I'm going to pair him with Gunther in round 2. Because those are my top 2 guys, back-to-back, and they synergize well with each other. They'll put on good matches. CM Punk going to Raw, Rhea Ripley going to SmackDown, and Shinsuke Nakamura, former NXT champion, kicking off things on NXT. So yeah, Gunther's only got a 3 out of 5 promo skill, but we can work on that. The most important thing starting off is putting together good matches that don't need gimmicks. So I think we can do that with Gunther and Jay at the top of the card. Now here's where things start getting interesting. I do want some women on the card. Even though ECW does not have a women's championship, unfortunately, I still want to have women on the card. And Liv is, man, that's at the top of my list. Interestingly enough, she's a cruiserweight heel, which I think is kind of rare. Jade Cargill, man, a giant. Those are rare for the women. So I'm going to go ahead and take Jade Cargill. And I think if we were doing a real draft, Jade would probably be a top 3 pick for a brand. So I don't think that's too much of a reach. Wow, NXT is doing interesting things over there. Okay, now that I got my giant, who's a babyface, I can take my cruiser heel if I want. I do want. All right, I'm pretty happy with my top 4 picks. I gotta be honest. Oh, wow. And Karrion Kross, that's actually really good value for his contract, which you get with stamina and popularity. That was a good pick. NXT, just picking some alumni. I guess at this point, most of the roster is alumni. Dominic, kind of expensive. Braun Breaker, that's tempting. He's still kind of a blank canvas, too, in terms of what you could level him up with. Channing Stacks Lorenzo, that's great value. Kind of high contract, but good stamina and good popularity. The contract's not bad. Ooh, Ashante Adonis, that's a great contract. Good stamina, good popularity. A cruiser that can work with Gunther. I may have to do that. We might have to, yeah, let's take Adonis. Let's let it ride. We need some young blood on this roster for sure. Grayson Waller on SmackDown. Machine Gun Carl Anderson on NXT. What are they doing over there? Okay, now at this point you want to scroll down quite a bit. You're looking to get good value, good contracts. You see that budget in the top left corner. I have to be aware of that at all times. Omos. That's a giant. You know giants are hard to come by. Only 2 out of 5 mic skill. That sounds about right. And then these specialty matches that they get a boost in match ratings from some superstars, it's like that they're so weird sometimes. Like gauntlet matches is a really popular one. How often are you putting together gauntlet matches? You know what I mean? Just seems a bit odd. Carmelo Hayes, if this was a real draft, he would definitely be going in the top 5. In my opinion. Raquel Rodriguez, that's a heel giant. I think there's a couple of those remaining. You got Nia Jax, I know, off top. Piper Niven. Trick Williams, absolutely. That would be another top 5er. I can really go anywhere here, which is a good spot to be in. Oof. Man, there's so many good options here. I do need to establish a tag team division at some point. But I think Omos might be the pick here. Just because Gunther and Jay can't feud forever, Omos can tag in, plus he can feud with mid-card guys. I'll build him up to be the proper giant he's supposed to be on WWE television, which they can never seem to get him going. Tiffy time in NXT, good pick. Alright, we do have to address this tag team division now. But there's still so many good women I want as well. I want to have a pretty balanced roster. Maybe 50-50 if I can keep it there. A specialist is pretty good to have on the women's side. For those of you who don't know, specialists, they mesh well with any class. Typically, you want to match like cruisers with giants or bruisers with fighters, but specialists, they can throw down with anyone and have a good match rating. For the most part. Raquel is tempting. There's a lot of good value for the women still. I'm gonna go with Gigi. Like I said, it's very valuable to have a specialist on the women's side for sure. Oh, Channing Stacks Lorenzo gets taken. You snooze, you lose, ECW. You snooze, you lose. I do like how my roster's coming together, though. Let's see here. Looking for the best value. That's why you see me kind of dipping at the bottom of the barrel here. I think I will end up snagging Raquel at some point. It's just a matter of when. Pretty Deadly. That'd be a decent tag team. Both in the 50s for popularity. I mean, what more could you ask for at this point of the draft? Not the best promo skills, but they are specialists, which again is valuable. I wouldn't mind taking Eric and Ivar, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Don't they seem like some kind of ECW guys? They seem like WWE ECW guys, don't they? I mean, that's not a knock on them. That's just kind of the aesthetic for the... You remember WWE ECW had all kinds... You had the Reject Shannon Moore, you had vampires, you had zombie... You just had a crazy just cast of characters. I think some Vikings would fit right in.
Eric looking to evade a new territory. Fury in
Okay, all right. And I want to have a pretty good tag team division, so I'm going to take a couple more tag teams before it's all said and done. That's a must. You gotta have a good tag team division. I want a nice balanced show. I want options every week. Man, there's still some big names on the board, but you gotta bear those contracts in mind. I know some of you might be watching this and they're like, how is Finn Balor, how's Bianca Belair still on the board? Well, they cost a lot of money. And they'll enter the free agent pool after the draft, and once you have the funds necessary, like you string together enough good shows, then you can make an offer for one of these guys. So don't worry. If your favorite doesn't get drafted, that doesn't mean you've seen the last of them. Nia Jax, I did mention I wanted her on the show. 55 popularity, pretty good starting off. Yeah, I will do that. We'll do that. We've got some giants on ECW. I like that. I might just go down the women's division and, take a monopoly on all the giant women. Zelina Vega, a good cruiser. She's pretty expensive, as is Io Sky. I wouldn't mind a babyface cruiser, though. Oh, you got Alexa Bliss. She's a heel, though. She's a heel. Okay. Maybe there's more heel cruisers than I thought, at least on the women's side. Jacob Fatu had just passed. That's another guy who'd probably be a top 5 pick for any brand if you were doing a real draft, but there's a lot of factors to consider here in my GM. Piper Niven, I do think I want to lock that down, yeah. Just for the sake of good match quality. You gotta bear these things in mind, I'm telling you. Styles make fights. That's a popular saying in the UFC, but I think it's appropriate here. So we're 6 and 5 right now. 6 men, 5 women on the roster. My budget's starting to deplete. I'm not going to be around for a lot more picks. I think I'll dip out around 13 or 14. We'll take Bliss. We'll take Bliss. We can have her in some good feuds with Jade Cargill. Logan Paul goes to SmackDown. Okay. All right. We're getting to the nitty-gritty here now. Maybe a couple more picks. Obafemi. God, there's so many guys that I want. Let's see here. Yeah, I could really go anywhere again here, which feels good. I want Carmelo Hayes. That's decent popularity for the contract. Wesley, too. Montez and Dawkins, that would be a good tag team to feud with the Viking Raiders. Let's see, 3 out of 5 promo skill, yeah. And somewhere down the line, I will make Montez a solo star. Mark my words. He's going to get some singles gold at some point. Or at least be put in a position to do so. Alright, D'Angelo, where are you? I said I wanted to build up the tag team division, and I intend on doing so. There we go. Alright, I'm pretty good with this roster, I think. Important pick for the Extreme brand. Yeah. What do you guys think? Not a bad looking roster, huh? We'll see how many more pick. Oh wow, Braun Strowman. That's kind of an expensive pick here down the stretch. That's okay, let these brands max out their budgets. We'll be able to put together specialty matches and stuff on our cards, and they won't be able to. SmackDown's really starting to get in the red. Ooh, some big names still going. Okay, I was going to say, how much longer are they going to stick around for? Not a bad roster on SmackDown. NXT got a very interesting roster. I dig it. And then Raw. That's another interesting roster. What do you guys think? Who had the best draft? Be honest. Let me know in the comments. I won't be offended. We definitely have the smallest roster, but I went quality over quantity. And with that said, it's time to start booking. Got King and Queen of the Ring as the first pay-per-view to build to. I was born for this, Trips. Alright, now setting the champions. I think main event Jey Uso's got to get the world title. I think I'm going to give it to the Viking Raiders to start off with. It's not about who's the best tag team. It's who could benefit the most from holding these titles. And I like that boost in popularity. Hang on a second. I want to switch those two around in the portraits. I think that looks better. All right. Oh, I think Omos for the TV champion. Or I'm sorry, the men's ECW champion. Why don't they call it the TV champion? That's what it is, isn't it? Alright, we'll start it off like this. Got some commissioner goals. Of course Jey Uso is going to be in a match. Our season challenges, I'm thinking we'll just organically hit these as we go. Of course Jey Uso is going to be on the first ECW show. He's our champ after all. So I like to book backwards. We'll do the main event first. What are their specialty matches? Okay. It's tough. You don't have all the specialty matches starting off. As you go week to week and you get more assets and more money, we'll get into that later, you're able to unlock additional match types. But starting off, we can't do that. So it's very important to have a good closing show and a good opener. I learned that from last year's GM mode. I think Liv and Jade could put on a hell of a first ECW match. So why not do that? Maybe champion versus champion in the main event so that I can have Gunther in the mid-card. Man, I got so many people I want on the show. And this is the challenging part. It's easy to do the opener and the closer, but your mid-card, you can't just completely ignore it. Also got to watch out for stamina. Each match type takes a little bit out of your superstars, so it's a fine line between popping the ratings and keeping your guys and gals healthy for the pay-per-view. Could reignite an old tag team, Bliss and Jax versus Gigi and Piper. Piper is a heel though, so I don't know how well that's gonna go over. That might be a mistake, but oh well. It's our first show. I don't plan on this being like a super epic. I'm just trying to establish rivalries and just get save a little bit of money for the next week. I think that's a decent enough first show. I'm just going to simulate the matches one by one, and then the other shows will just simulate the whole card entirely. So an okay match, starting off. Gunther with a good promo. Ivar and Eric defeating Dawkins and Ford. Oh, Adonis, not a very good promo. That's okay. That's okay. First week jitters. Yep, I shouldn't have put Piper in there with Gigi. Main event, can you save us? A good main event. Alright, so a decent show. We're not going to see any, DVD packages in the future highlighting that show in the best of ECW series, but you got to start somewhere. Okay, so we're probably a little bit behind from that first show. Looks like a C match card quality. 26,000 fans gained. Okay, so yeah, we're a little bit behind, but we achieved our goal to the moon. That's a great power card. I hope I don't forget to use that. And we got plenty of time. Oh, Omos. He wants a rematch against Jey. You know what's funny? I planned on doing Jay and Gunther. Got to schedule a run-in, according to Triple H. You see, I have 2 assets. Each week you get a new asset, and you need to spend these assets along with cash to unlock bigger arenas and hire larger crews to assemble your shows. I don't know if I want to... I have 2 weeks to do that Omos rematch, right? Because you got to be careful booking the same match repeatedly. Yeah, I think I'll do Gunther and Jay. Okay, I unlock Falls Count Anywhere, which is a specialty match for Gunther if I upgrade the ring crew, so I just did that. Or Last Man Standing, I'm sorry. I unlocked Falls Count Anywhere as well, though. I hope that doesn't take too much out of Jay. You can ill afford your champion to go down with injury in my GM mode. That is not good. Okay, Omos and Adonis, that could be a good match. We can have Tez do a run-in to achieve that weekly goal. Let's see here. Mid-card, we got to get the women on the show, absolutely. This time we'll balance the heels and baby faces more appropriately. Okay, there we go. Good mix of giants, cruisers, specialists. And then perhaps a tag match? Oh, I can't really do that, though. Yeah, they won't let you do mixed tag matches. At least not yet, unless I'm doing something wrong. Which I very well could be. I want Dawkins on the show, too. Not really a good mix-up of styles, though. Huh. Let me think. Now, Bliss is a good promo. I can always have her work on her promo skill or popularity, whatever. Let's do a 3-way dance between Dawkins, Ivar, and Eric. Just to get them all on the show. And then we'll have Bliss try to boost her popularity. She should do well. And then Piper Niven. Okay. That's a show. Let's see how this goes. That should be a good opener. And the run-in worked. Yep. 3 stars. That's pretty good for this point. An okay promo from Bliss. Who's going to win the Fatal 4-Way? Jade Cargill. In an okay match. Okay promo. Okay, that's all you can really ask for. Just don't lose popularity with those promos. Eric coming out on top in a disappointing mid-card match. This main event should go crazy. And it's amazing. 4 stars. Big win for Gunther. Over the world champion. We'll simulate these shows. Wow, Smackdown just goes all out with their openers, huh? So does NXT. Good booking again. We had a good main event. And another decent show, but we're going to have to be better than decent if we want to leapfrog any other brands in these rankings. Let's see. Reduces the probability of injury. That'll come in handy, especially as we inch towards our premium live event. Oh, Eric wants Tez and Dawkins again at the same time. Wow. Okay. So be it. Who is my least popular giant? I gotta ensure that they're on the card. Probably Piper Niven? Right? Okay, let's get Eric's request out of the way right away. We got to give Omos his rematch. I promised him. And I'll go back on my word. If I can help it. Yeah, let's do that. Should we make it a specialty match? Give it a little something? Now, because I didn't book them last week, I think they lost heat on their rivalry, so I gotta be more mindful of that. Okay, Piper Niven is my least popular giant on the roster. But Gigi, I can't have them teaming. It's bad chemistry. We'll do Liv. Against Jade and Gigi. Not Bliss. I keep forgetting that Bliss is a heel in this. I can always change that if I want to. It's nice having a good promo like Bliss on the roster, so you don't have to book her in every single match to keep her relevant and climbing in popularity. That's kind of nice to have. Highly recommend. Alright, this is kind of tricky here now. It really sucks that I can't do mixed tag matches. I guess this is the best possible match I can make here. We could give it a gimmick. Extreme Rules. Kind of pricey, but I gotta start making a climb in these ratings here. You don't want to dig yourself a hole too early. I've been fortunate, knock on wood, that no other GM has used the power card on me yet. I haven't used mine either. I'm going to use mine in retaliation, I think. Once one gets used on jolly old Saint Mick. Pretty good show. I'm okay with this. I got a good feeling about this show. We're going to start climbing here. Big win for Adonis. And an excellent promo from Bliss. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's so valuable to have. Mediocre match. Eric could not beat Tez and Dawkins at the same time, as it turns out. Okay, the matches have been good. The promos have been good. How about this main event table match? Back-to-back amazing main events. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you build momentum. I'm feeling good. Heading into King and Queen of the Ring, I'm feeling good. Let's see. Hell yeah, that's much better. That's much better. A B match card quality. With 31k fan boost. I think that's our best show yet. Okay. Got some scouting card. Okay, we're inching closer here. Oh, is Eric upset? Oh, he appreciates me trying. Alright, so Omos also showing some appreciation for honoring his match request. It's nice to see that they're still happy even if it doesn't go according to plan. Oh, my first go-home show. You gotta make your go-home show good. And I've got a decent enough budget where I think I can swing it. King and Queen of the Ring, I don't think that's going to be too demanding of a card to put together. Because of the 2 tournaments, I think you just submit a superstar for each side, men's and women's, and then you get to make like one mid-card match. So I can treat this like my little PLE. Which I think I'm going to do. Well, I think I want to keep this feud going. Let's put a title on the line. Someone's going to leave a champ. Should it be world title or TV champ? We'll do TV champ here. And then if Omos retains, he'll earn a world title match. And Gunther's sitting on the sidelines like, what the hell, man? I beat your world champion. Where's my title match? Gunther's been climbing in popularity, too. He might hit 70 without a belt. Got a good feud brewing here between Liv and Jade. That might be my PLE match if I only get one. I'm thinking about it. They put together pretty good matches. Give Eric his partner back this week. Does this match need a gimmick? I don't know. Gigi and Nia Jax? Sure, why not? We haven't done that, right? Should I give it a gimmick? I gotta get as many women on the card as I can. I don't know how well that match will do with Gigi as the only babyface. Was she the only babyface? I don't know. We'll do Extreme Rules, Gunther versus Adonis. And that's everybody booked on the card. I can't really do anything else without a free participant, so let's let it ride. That's a go-home show. I think I'm going to save up my assets for one more week. I want to get the expanded arena. Alright, let's have a good go-home show. An amazing opening match. Let's go. Yeah, that's going to be my PLE match. Liv and Jade. And Tez and Dawkins, they have earned themselves a title match. Got to put those belts on the line. Bliss continues to win, even if it is in mediocre fashion. And Gunther, that should put him at 70 pop. Ooh, amazing. I hope that doesn't show up the main event. I always worry about that. And main event Jey Uso, putting on a classic with Omos, and he's now the champ. Wow. That's going to push his popularity through the frickin' roof. Seriously, that's going to be like an additional 10 or 15 points to what he already had. He's going to be like in the mid to high 90s at this point. Great show. Amazing booking. We got some rivalries cooking, and now I'm feeling good. Okay, now we're starting to hit our stride. Boom! 65K fans? That was a hell of a show. Oh, of course, Raw always has to show me up. But we beat Smackdown and NXT. That might be good enough to put us in number 2. Just like that. Yeah, sure enough. Sure enough, we're coming for that number 1 spot. And we got King and Queen of the Ring coming up. I think I'm going to leave you guys on a cliffhanger here. But man, am I excited. Alright, Triple H warning me that Jade Cargill's stamina is kind of getting high. Or getting low there. You got to be careful of injuries this time of year. Omos wants a rematch. I think he's entitled to one. Gunther wants to form a tag team with Omos. Alright, sure. We'll put you guys on the card at some point. Alright guys, thanks for watching. That's my first episode in the books. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching. Take care. King and Queen of the Ring coming up.